Gisu Gil Kapiniski, Smackneck, Heinicus, a quick og now San Mietke, Guslet Awaka, Hata, Nisil, with Heinicus Hatsit, Nasa Kapsin, now San Mietke. Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm very pleased to be part of this ceremony this afternoon. Since its inception, St. Eugene has always had a story to tell. Right from when it was first built, all the children that went through, all the staff, the religious people that went through, the priests and nuns and brothers, all had a story to tell. The story of residential schools, industrial schools in North America, because they weren't just in Canada, they were in the United States also, is a very sad part of our history. But that's just it. It's our history. It's a history of all of us. And it's the history of our children, our grandchildren, all those generations still to come. It will always be our history. And it is only now beginning to be realized. Because although this school stood here for 60 years, it wasn't till many, many years after it was shut down that even the people of Cranbrook knew what it was. Just last year, we had a meeting, and I was speaking to someone from Kimberley, lived there all their lives, never ever really understood what this was. So there is a story to tell. It is our story as Indigenous people, our story as Kootenay and all the other nations that came here, to tell our story of what it meant for us. But it is also very much a Canadian story, and it needs to be recognized as such. We are dedicating this monument, and I want to thank Cam. He's so humble, and he's done a tremendous piece of work for us. I want to thank him for his courage in putting this together for us, and also his resilience, his perseverance, really, because this has been a long time in the making. And I also want to thank Isaac. Kakinin, Isaac. Oh, there you are. Isaac, when you get an idea, everybody starts laughing. Yeah, you pursue it. And thank God for that. Thank you, Isaac, that you pursued this. Because I think it started from way back with the Healing Foundation. And they had put out this, invitation for Indigenous people that were affected by residential schools to help them express that and teach Canadians what it meant. And so Isaac started to pursue this, first with Graham, and then realizing afterwards that Graham's brother was a sculptor. And it's like Herman said, when you look at this, it's not meant to be a pretty piece. It is meant to make you think. And so for some people, it's going to be a little difficult to look at. When I first saw what do you call that little piece that you made, McCant?
Study.
The study. Okay, when you first saw, well, what it was the little piece, what it was gonna look like. It's like the trophy you get to take home, that little one, and then you get the big one stays behind. Okay, well, it was like that. I looked at that little one. When I first saw that, it brought tears to my eyes, because it really, it affected me. I thought, oh my God, wow, that is so powerful. And then I realized that yes, it's powerful. It is powerful. And then I realized that it really is the story, and our story that we're telling. Little ones, like my beautiful granddaughter here, who could barely contain herself when the drum was going. I don't know if many of you saw that. She really wanted to either start drumming or start dancing. But it's a story that we tell, that we can pass on to our children. And this monument is meant as much for us as Kootenay as it is for all of our visitors that come here, as it is for the people who live here in Kootenay. It is meant as much for our young people, because I know that our young people, we still have a long way to go just in helping our own young people to understand that what happened here, yes, it was a negative part of our history, of our past, but what we chose to do with it, this beautiful hotel, this resort that we've built here, that is the next part of the story. And what Bree tells her grandchildren will be the next part of that story. And I know that it will just continue to grow and grow. So thank you very much for being here. I know that now we're going in